This is the updated version of the Freelap E-starter. It has a few small but very handy updates that make the product better, but the big thing that makes this refresh of the E-starter worth buying is the fact that you can have now 2 or more of these updated E-starters lined up on the straight or in the curve and set them off at the same time to have multiple athletes sprint together. But more on this feature later. Let's first go over the more minor updates Freelap made to the product. Now Freelap was so kind as to send us these units, so big thanks to them, so we could test them and give you our honest thoughts. Compared to the first iteration of the E-starter, this new updated version has the same dimensions. It still has the black triangular button on the top of the cone to set off the starting commands. The speaker is still located on the bottom of the device, but on the front of the cone you will see a small difference, because now the E-starter has 2 modes it can be put in, compared to the old one that only had an E-starter mode. Now there is an E-start and a regular start mode. The regular start mode makes it so you can now also use the E-starter as a regular Freelap Junior Pro cone set in start mode, meaning that it can be put as the first cone for a flying sprint. If you do want to put a cone in the E-start mode for the voice commands,
set,
you just press the power button and you will change the mode it is in. Like all Freelap products, and just like the first version, this E-starter is rechargeable via the magnetic USB port. When the battery is low, the LED will turn red and you'll need to plug it in for about 4 hours to get it to 100% charged. And then the battery will last about 500 hours. To save battery life, the E-starter will turn itself off after 1 hour of inactivity. Like all Freelap products, the E-starter is also IP67 rated, meaning that it is dust resistant and protected against temporary water immersion. The time measurement is accurate up to 1/100th of a second and the detection field is 1.5 meters on both sides of the device, so it covers 2 lanes. We already talked about the regular start mode that is used for flying sprints and the E-start mode for an automatic verbal start signal. However, in the E-start mode you can now also have the option for a remote start with verbal signals, and this is an amazing add-on, because this means that you can now line up 2 or 3 E-starters on the straight or in the curve and have 3 athletes run against each other in the curve, or up to 6 athletes on the straight, all starting on the same start signal. How do you do this? Well, first up you need to open up the Myfreelap app and make sure you're on the latest software update. If you're not sure that is the case, go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and check if there are any updates waiting for you. When you open up the app, select a workout, like the regular sprint, and start it. You'll see in the left top corner an icon that looks like a transmitter emitting a signal. Tap this icon and you'll first get a tutorial pop-up on how to connect the E-starters to the app and how to set them off simultaneously, but we'll give you the TLDR. Tap OK to go on, and now when you turn on the E-starter, you'll get a request in the app if you want to connect an E-starter. If your app doesn't find them, switch the modes from E-start to start and back to E-start, and that should do the trick. Do the same for the second and or third E-starter. Make sure you stay within 15 meters from the furthest E-starter to not lose connection. As you can see in the app, you now have 2 buttons to press, the set and bang button. Now it is up to you to put the athletes on their marks, and then you just press the set and bang button to make the E-starters go off. If your finish cone is not within 50 meters of the E-starters, you'll need a second mobile device that is within those 50 meters of the finish with the Myfreelap app open to make sure you're able to receive the times the athletes ran. Once they've finished and you've received the times in your Myfreelap app, you can share them to your athletes or just stop the workout and prepare another one for the next heat. This E-starter though has one bonus trick up its sleeve, and that is the capacity to also record reaction times. But for this to be able to happen, you will also need the new Freelap Premium FX Motion chip. If you're interested in learning how the FX Motion chip in tandem with the new E-starter determines your reaction time, click the video on the top right corner.